Hey, what is up YouTube? Calisthenics3 back with another video. This time I'm talking about why we should be direct as men. Now it's very simple, man. Reality is the way things are, the way people are, they're going to want you to be direct and get to the point as quickly as you can rather than just beating around the bush and saying just a bunch of other stuff. See, I can give you some examples from my own experience. I got two that I've been thinking about for the last couple of weeks. Number one is outside of this, I'm a student and I got a part-time job. So a couple of years ago, when I was at school, it was back on those online days. So y'all might remember that the online school that was something. And the teacher basically asked me a question. Now instead of answering the question directly, she asked me, is this working? Can you see something? Something to that effect. So instead of saying yes or no, I said, well, it works at A, but it doesn't work at B. And before I even finished, she was like, hey, it was just a question. Is it working or not? And I said, alright, no, it ain't working. Bam. Chapow. Mic off. That's the end of mic. I'm just playing, but yeah, so you see, and then I have another example, right? When I was working, it was my job, then my boss asked me if I wanted some ribs. And I said no because after he offered, the reality was I only had a couple minutes left before I had to go back out there and do what I had to do. So I said, no, I don't want the ribs because I got to go back in like 2 minutes. Before I even finished the sentence, he was off me and on to the next girl, asking if she wanted the ribs. Did she want the ribs? We'll never know, I don't remember. But the point is this, man. This is anecdotal, but I have experienced in my own life, right? It became pretty clear that when people ask you questions, they want a direct answer. So a great thing to implement in your own life to improve yourself in your day-to-day conversations is to answer directly. Answer the question, answer more as is necessary, as fits the context, right? But no beating around the bush, no explaining why something isn't the way it is if they're just asking you why it is. And stuff to that extent, you know what I mean? So that's some really great practical advice, for men and for the ladies. Reality is women love men who are assertive, direct, and who are confident. That's just the reality of the situation. If you don't believe me, then just look at the society we live in. Look at the fruit of what works and the type of guys that these women go after. It's not the computer geek in the computer lab who has his books open. Alright, now don't misunderstand me. Yeah, learn how to do computers. Learn how to read your books. Get smart. Get fit. Get big. Get all that stuff for self-improvement, right? I heard someone who I respect say nowadays you either got to learn the computer or learn the shovel. I like to learn both. But my point is, you gotta have social skills. You gotta know how to talk. We know the guys that women are going after. It's not the computer geek. Alright, so you gotta have social skills. And part of that means, be direct. Be confident when you speak. If someone asks a question, answer it. There's no reason to go to 1,000,001 places when all you gotta do is go to the place directly ahead of you. Oh, plus another thing is that in the teachings of Jesus, he says that his followers shouldn't actually take oaths. He says that let your yes be yes and let your no be no, and leave it at that. Now, I don't think Jesus' point was that taking oaths in itself were bad, but I think what he was doing is he was actually raising the elevation of his followers so that you should be so trustworthy that your yes is yes and your no is no. You don't have to make an oath to prove the truthfulness of what you're saying. I think that's a similar thing. That when you speak, there should be a level of trustworthiness and just, reliability so that you don't even have to give all the extra fluff to when you speak. So I think there's a little bit of a parallel there. Let me know what y'all think. Give me some suggestions about what you want to see, because I do got a few ideas about what I'm going to come on this channel. Alright, so I'll see y'all. God bless.